All right. My name is Bradley Presley. Um, I am doing my PowerPoint over sports themed teams, and I've titled my PowerPoint Pushing the Field of Boundaries Native American themed sports teams. We'll go ahead and go on over and look at my PowerPoint here. So, pushing the field of boundaries, Native American themed sports teams. I chose this topic because I'm a huge sports fan. I've grown up liking sports my whole life. But then also, when I was in high school, I remember that this actually became a very important topic that was throughout our school, because I actually went to Tecumseh, where we were the Tecumseh Savages. And it was heavily debated. And so I chose to do this because I want to find what is at the forefront of the issue in this. And I want to be able to analyze team mascots and the reason why individuals are finding them offensive. I want to find the proactive solutions that have taken place to be able to solve this problem. And I want to investigate current litigation that's taking place. And I want to investigate past litigation that's taken place regarding this. And then I want to seek out to be able to evaluate the future for sports programs and to evaluate from an unbiased perspective the future for Native Americans on the topic. Exploring team mascots. You don't have to look far to find team mascots which have a Native American theme to them. From professional all the way down to high school, you'll see Washington Redskins, the Cleveland Indians, Kansas City Chiefs, Atlanta Braves, and then high school level, Tecumseh Savages, the Broken Bow Savages, McLeod Redskins. You don't have to look far. So, is it offensive or not? I'll leave that up to the viewer to decide. However, some of the things that I found in my research, I will point out here. The Cleveland Indians, they have a cartoon face of a Native American man, complete with a goofy grin and feather. Some people find that offensive. They find that, that's sort of making fun of Native American culture, Native American people in general. And then the Atlanta Braves, longtime mascot chief, which was retired in 1986, but the chief was called Knockahoma, which is a knock or a play on a knock of a homer. And the fans there still perform a tomahawk chop, complete with imitation of a war chant. The Kansas City Chiefs, the NFL team's fans, also performs the tomahawk chop and has an opening ceremony featuring a large drum. The Washington Redskins, this is probably the most prominent name in all of this because they've been basically at the forefront of the majority of the litigation, to be honest. But not only, have they been at the forefront of this, they also are at the U.S. Capitol. And, they share what is essentially considered by many a racial mascot, if you will. And it is, they are in the nation's capital, and so it's viewed by many as racist. But in my research, I was able to find business on BusinessInsider.com an AP poll that was done, which shows that 9 out of 10 Native Americans aren't offended by the Washington Redskins name. In fact, it says that of 504 people that were polled, 90% of them were a random sample, and they said it doesn't bother them, and 9% said it was offensive to them. And of course, polls can be skewed in many ways, and they can be confusing for people and that sort of thing. But I did find that interesting. So what is being done around the country? Well, some people are taking a proactive approach. There's actually a high school that is in Oregon that has decided to take a proactive approach, and in the current deal that they have going, it's 2 years in the making, and it allows the district to keep the name Braves, the school district, but they must give up the Indian head image that they have as their school logo, which is a Native American man that's partially shaved, has face paint, ear hoops, and feathers. And instead, the school is implementing a curriculum developed by the Grand Ronde tribe that teaches the history of its people from a tribal perspective. So what has happened as a result of all of this? Well, on June 18, 2014, the Trademark Trial and Appeal Board of the United States Patent, Trademark, and Trademark Office canceled the registration of trademarks for the Washington Redskins. This was canceled under the Lanham Act, which I'll go into on the next slide. So important cases to consider. The Lanham Act, as I mentioned, under Section 2A of the Lanham Act, a trademark can be canceled if the trademark is disparaging and brings people, institutions, beliefs, or national symbols into contempt or disrepute. It allows any person, essentially, who believes he or she or will be damaged by a trademark to file a petition to cancel registration of the trademark that includes claims of disparagement and disrepute. And then also the case, which we've looked at fairly extensively in this course, is Harjo versus Pro Football Incorporated from 1999. And then although this case seemed to go back and forth numerous times through numerous reviews, and it was eventually overturned in favor of the team due to lashes or time constraint issues. The fight continues, however, even to this day. Courts have held that a trademark will be canceled if a substantial composite of the population finds the mark disparaging or offensive. But the Washington Redskins have filed an appeal to this and hope to maintain their trademarks for their team. So what you have here is you have two sides. You have sports teams, including high school up to pro level, that could be facing lawsuits if they don't give up their mascots for their particular sports team. And then you have Native Americans, many who feel the mascots are disparaging and have already shown a need to banish trademarks. So why are they finding these mascots offensive? Well, here's just a look at some of those mascots. Here's the McLeod Redskins from McLeod, Oklahoma. As you can see, it's a very profound Native American symbol there. And some folks may, find that to be offensive. But I'll leave that up to the individual to decide. Here you have the Tecumseh Savages. This is the symbol for the school. It's been heavily scrutinized. And then here you have the band Chief Nakahoma, which was banned in 1986 for the Braves. And, obviously is making fun of a name here, so that could be offensive to many. Here's the Washington Redskins hat. So, final thoughts on this. How can both parties agree on this topic? I think that there needs to, be a middle ground on this. Everyone needs to discuss it. I think that the thing that took place with the Oregon High School was really great. They met with the tribe, they discussed it, what would be best for the tribe, what would be best for the school. In the end, the school was able to keep the mascot, but at the same time, they provided education to everyone on the matter. So what can be done to help both parties? I think educating, meeting, talking about the issues, and then trying to figure out ways to help both sides. Proactive approaches and educational approaches have been positive. And then there's further cases to come as, these things continue. School systems refuse to change their mascots. I'm sure that they'll be subject to, litigation. And then as teams seek out to maintain their trademarks, there's going to be, increased litigation, and it's going to continue to be a topic of discussion for many. And here's my reference page. And that is it. Thank you.